Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Shemel Shabbat Shemakakwadash. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. And I'm going to entitle this video, it's going to be a short video, most I willing. I'm going to entitle this video, Isaiah 4 verse 1 is getting ready to come to pass. And these women, these Israelite women, they see it. They just don't understand the scriptures. Anyway, this is Watchman Media. This was put up 3 days ago. Obviously, this was put up a while because he's no longer in the world of the living. Anyway, I watched up until almost a 5-minute mark of a 23 and change minute video. And basically, he's talking to this woman. She's 39. She's 33. And he asked pretty much the same question. They both, were there, different places, of course. And she kind of admits, and she's kind of, trying to figure this shit out. But she kind of admits that, and not too many words, that a man can have more than one woman, because they're starting to see that. This woman right here, she's 39. Let me do this, get a better picture of them. Hey, the first thing you look at on a woman is the face. You look at the face, the ass, the shape, the body, the breasts, the breasts, maybe the way she walks, the way she dressed. So she's 39 and she's 33. And I believe she said she's single, if I'm not mistaken. Got to go back to it. But she said, he asked her if she's single, and she said yes. Like a lot of times she was hesitant about saying things. And she said that Kevin Samuel asked if she has any children, and she said yes. And she said one. I had one child. And come to find out that since she had that child, she was recently divorced. But since she had that child, I don't remember if they said a boy or girl. She said since she had that child, she's been single since she had the child, and the child is 5 years old. So let's count backwards. She had the child when she was 28. And whatever the case may be, whether the man got locked up, whether he got tired of the bullshit, whether she didn't want the guy, whatever, the guy that gave her the son, and you know how Jake men do. Jake are basically Jake are sperm donors. Jake are sperm donors. When I say Jake, I'm talking about, Kingdom of Judah Jake. They'll get with a woman, get her pregnant, and then do a disappearing act, and then get another woman pregnant and do a disappearing act, man. That's a sad state, condition of the nation, man. That's a known fact. I'm not saying all of y'all, but I'm saying the majority of y'all, whether it be 80%, 90-something%, but that's what Jake men do. He'll get with a woman, get a woman pregnant, and then get the fuck out. Then get with some other woman and get her pregnant. He'll have sons and daughters all over the goddamn place. Now the tribe of Ephraim is not all that bad. They're not as bad as Jake. I'm talking about the Jake man, the Judah kingdom of Judah man, Southern Kingdom man. But anyway, she's laughing and she's when he asked the age, she had to think about it, because when you ask a woman their age, I'm not gonna, like my dental hygienist, I asked her how old she was. She asked me how old I was, and then I asked her how old are you? She said, "Well, I'm not gonna say. So this one, she kind of said it, but she didn't want to say it. And you see, she's laughing. All these questions, he's probing her, and she's laughing. She got that smile on, And that Mr. Ed smile. Oh, she's a pretty woman though, just snapping. It- like he cornered her. He cornered the both of them, but she did admit that yes, uh, a man. It's we kind of see in this time that a man can have more than one woman. So he starts mentioning Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and concubines and all that. So I didn't listen past that, but I said, let me stop and do a little video, right? So it's like she's smiling like, I thought I would never say this, but I'm gonna say it, yeah. Because there's going to be a time in the very near future that Isaiah chapter 13 is going to be fulfilled. And inside of Isaiah chapter 13, it speaks about a man being more precious than fine gold, even a golden wedge of Ophir. And Ophir is over here in the Americas. This play the Ophir, anytime you come across the word Ophir, it's talking about this side of the world, the Western Hemisphere. And even when you had Edomites trading, they called it Ophir. I did a video on it maybe 3 years ago. I forgot the source, but I was doing some research, and it was known in during the time when the white man came to the other side of the world that they used the word Ophir. I'm not going to do the research on it. That's up to y'all. I'm not going to do your homework. Brazil, by the way, is a Hebrew word, barazal, which means iron. And among the resources that you have in Brazil, one of the resources is iron, different metals, oil, trees. Brazil is considered the lungs of the earth. So this place was a paradise. When I say this place, I'm talking about North, Central, and South America, which includes Canada. It was a paradise. So going back to Isaiah 13, it said a man shall be more precious than fine gold, meaning you seek after gold. So that means a man is going to be precious. Matter of fact, let me do something. Let me go to that. And by the way, the Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1, and you may have IUIC. Remember, I'm not going to get all on in them. I'll do that tomorrow. But Bishop, the great power, the man on high, the man on the high horse, Bishop Nathaniel, his thing, and that's his gospel. That's his gospel. He said you can't have you can only have one wife. He encouraged you to get a wife, but you can't have more than one wife. And I guarantee you, if you coming up in there with one wife, he'll tell you got to get rid of them wives or you got to leave with them 5 wives. And your wife's got to believe, which is clearly going against the script. There's all kind of scriptures that Bishop Nathaniel goes off on. I can't tell a man if a man has 3, 4 women that he's dealing with, that's on him. But don't come with me with your problems. Okay? You come with me with your problem, and the answer is you got too many women. They stretching you this way and that way. So you either got it straight, you got to put your foot down, or you got to break them off, or break them off for you, get them from around you. That's in the Apocrypha. If she goes not the way that thou will, let her give her a bill of divorcement and let her go. So what's going to happen when Isaiah chapter 4 comes into play? Now they might say, well, that's talking about in the kingdom. Oh, really? So that means your woman, your Hebrew Israelite wives are going to be working in the kingdom? Because that's what it says. So it's obvious that that's not talking about, Isaiah chapter 4 is not talking about the kingdom. It's talking about before the kingdom going into the kingdom. And in the kingdom, we're going to magnify wives anyway. But there's going to be a time, and it's happening right now, that you have men with more than one woman. I got to do do the research to look up the data, there's certain places where you find out the ratio between men and women, and it's always more depending where you go. Like I said, I got to do the research. Like I heard Atlanta, there's like more women than men. Maybe 50% more women than men. So guess what? If it's one woman and one man, then 50% of those women are without a man. They're single. Oh, and another thing, let me come back. Another thing. She says she's a Christian. Like I think he asked, what's your religion? And she says, I'm a Christian. Like she didn't want to even say it. Because now it's embarrassing for Jake to call himself a Christian. You know, Jake don't eat pork, whether they got it from the Muslims or the Israelites. Jake, there's a thing with Jake. I don't eat no pork. They must have heard Farrakhan or somebody, but now the Israelites are saying it. So if a Jake says he eats pork, like this one guy from England, this nigga, fucking nigga from England that I used to work with, and at the end of the year we have the end of the year party with the boss and everything. So he's from England, right? So I'm with this one Jake I'm cool with, this dude, and then him. He's another Jake. He's from England. So we're ordering food. You know, I'm making sure that there's nothing. And I asked the waitress, I said, "There's not pork in here, right? You know, there's not pork, right? There is no pork in it. This part, no, I can't eat it." So then the other brother that I was cool with, he didn't order any pork, right? I forget what everybody else, the Edomites or whatever. So it came under him, and I remember like I wanted to smack the shit out of this nigga. He said, "What would you like, sir?" He said, "I like a pork chop." The way he said it with and I looked at this motherfucker in my mind. I said, "Oh, you one of them," you know? And I kind of, kind of gave him that Denzel look like, mm-hmm. It was funny as hell because I reacted to it. I said, "What the fuck? What kind of," like my mind was like, "What kind of nigga are you?" But anyway, Jake, even if niggas eat pork, they'll lie. No, I don't eat no pork. No, I don't eat no pork, man. My uncle's Muslim. I don't eat no pork. Here, meanwhile, you eating fucking pork behind the scenes. So just like being ashamed of, let's say, eating pork, these Christians are ashamed of being Christians. She didn't want to say it. You watch it. She didn't want to say, and I believe that she smiled at it. I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. You got to go back and watch it. And when she said, anytime somebody says Jake that's a Christian, I know he's a knucklehead or she's a knucklehead. You know, she's you know, she's 7 cards short of a deck. You know, 3 sandwiches short of a picnic. All cooked, 5 pieces of chicken short of a cookout. However you want to frame it, right? These women are insecure. They don't know what's going on. And that's why they run to the church. See, the problem is Jake men are not going to the church. They're not actually coming to Israel, but they're no longer dealing with the church. Another thing, so-called black men, a lot of them don't vote. Why is that? Because they don't believe in the system. They don't believe in this man's system. They don't believe in his religious system. Because every Jake knows it has sense in his head that the fact that you're a Christian, you was brought up as a Christian from your parents, and your parents were brought up by their parents and their parents, all the way back to slavery. So who gave you this Christianity? The so-called white man. As the brother said, the white man. But anyway, these women don't look. We're over these goddamn women. We run the motherfucking show, and we're gonna be more precious than fine gold. So let me just read these 2 scriptures. See, when you come into this truth, you analyze, you become an analyst. You analyze everything, man. Okay, so let me go to Isaiah. I'm sorry. Isaiah 13. Another one of my favorite prophecies because it says it's a very easy breakdown. Once you, like, if I broke this whole thing down to you, you should be able to remember it. But this is what I want to do. I'm gonna go right here. I'll start at the I'll start at the 11th verse. The point is in the 12th verse. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked, Esau, for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. That's Esau, Obadiah 1, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. The terrible is this man. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. And Ophir is the Americas, the West. Let me look up the word precious. The word is yaquar, yaquar. To esteem, be prized, be prized. Like you got Jake that plays for the NBA, that plays for the NFL, that are boxing champs. You know, women look to get with them. Whatever. If you're the boxing champ, if you're the UFC champ, women want to get with you because you're famous and you're rich. And so that means you're going to be a prize. So all Israelite men that know that they're Israelites, that are the of the elect, because they're going, when all hell breaks loose, we're gonna be cool as a cucumber. You know, Isaiah 33:6. Uh, what does this say? I hadn't gone through it. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and strength of salvation. Wisdom and knowledge shall be, am I open point quoting it right? Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and strength of the salvation. So when all hell breaks loose around about you, you're gonna be stable because you already know it's coming because it's here because we've been reading about it. So here it is. So all we're doing is we're looking at the prophecies and we're saying, okay, that prophecy took the pass, this prophecy took place. The main prophecy that's going to take place before the deliverance and the destruction is the Charagma. So that's gonna shake up those other camps. They're not going to be stable, and their followers are not going to be stable. So they're going to have to admit that the great millstone was right, the great millstone. So it says, to esteem, be, I'm sorry, I said prize, be praised, be valuable, be precious, be costly, be appraised, to be precious, be highly valued. Oh, that's what this Kevin Samuels talk about, the high value man. The only high value men are the Israelite men, especially when all hell breaks loose. Be esteemed, be costly, to be appraised, to make something precious. That's the 7 women shall take hold of one man. Let me go to this one here. I get ready to close. Second Ezra, I believe it's Second Ezra 15. Let me do this. Okay, it would have to be in, let me do this, copy, and then it would have to be in 16. Let's try 16. Okay. Okay, here we go. So this is second Ezra 16. And this is all this stuff is going to happen in second Ezra 15 and second Ezra 16, because all these things, these train derailments and these fires and these food packing plants and processing plants, and it's all done by design. So it says in the 33rd and the 34th verse, the virgins, young women of a maritable age, shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The woman shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. Who are the helpers? The men. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. So who you gonna get with? Who you gonna get with? You're gonna get the men that are stable within themselves, in themselves, which are the elect of Israel. Because when all hell completely breaks loose, and they set up the Karagma stations, a lot of people are not gonna know what to do. We're gonna rejoice on that day, and we're gonna trust in the Most High. Isaiah chapter 65. You start from the 9th verse on down, I believe it's around about the 12th verse. It says, "My servants shall eat." So our stability is in the knowledge of the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which is contained in the scriptures. So now let me go from there to Isaiah 4 to show you that Isaiah 4 is going to come to pass before the kingdom. We're maybe a year and a half away, 2 years, year and a half. Be nice, year and a half in the kingdom, but it's that close. The kingdom is that close. It says, "In that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel." Meaning, we'll we ain't going to be a hindrance to you. That's not talking about the kingdom, because in the kingdom of heaven, our women are going to rest just like we're going to rest, pursuant to Isaiah chapter 14. "Give thee rest from thy hard bondage that thou hast made to serve." So that's not talking about in the kingdom. That's talking about on this side, before the destruction. Saying, "We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." And how do you take away reproach? Is when you have a child. And let me do this real quick. Let me try it this way. Take, I'm almost positive it's Luke 2. Take away my reproach. Let's see if it comes up that way. Yep, it did come up. It was Luke 1 and 29, 25. Luke 1, 25. Thus saith the Lord, thus hath the Lord dealt with me in the days wherein he looked on me to take away my reproach among men. Now, let me go up a couple of verses. Birth of John the Baptist, foretold. Yeah, the famous guy that fell out the truth. Okay, let me come up a couple of verses, then I'll close. Start at 21. And the people waited. Oh, I'm sorry, let me go down here. Perceived the vision in the temple, for he beckoned unto them, remain speechless. The days mainstream. And after 24, and after those days, his wife Elizabeth conceived through an act of sex, just like uh, Elizabeth conceived, the wife of Zacharias, the father and mother of John the Baptist. John the Baptist, according, this is the words of our Lord, among men that are born of woman, no one's greater than John the Baptist. So could you please tell me, how in the hell did he fall out the truth? Elizabeth conceived and hid herself 5 months, saying, thus have Yahweh dealt with me in the days wherein he looked on me to take away my reproach among men. So what does it mean to take away your reproach among men? For you to get a man and for you to have a baby by that man. That's when your reproach is taken away. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna go to the Bible Hub commentary. Because they bees on point sometimes. Okay, this is a short one. Okay, to take away my reproach, for Rachel, when she bare a son, said, the Most High have taken away my reproach. Genesis 30, verse 23. Isaiah 4 and 1. So when is your reproach taken away? When you bear a child, especially a man child. Hosea 9 and 11. As for Ephraim, their glory shall fade away like a bird, for the birth and from the womb and from the conception. They will take, that's the fulfillment of the prophecies of the curses. 1 Samuel 1, verse 6. I believe this is the one that I wanted. 1 Samuel 1, verse 6 to 10. I believe this is Samuel's mother. Matter of fact, let's go to it. First Samuel 1, verse 6. And her adversary also provoked her sore, for to make her fret, because the Lord had shut up her womb. So they were making fun of her that she didn't have a child. That today that they call that an old maid. They talking shit behind your back. See, a woman, all these damn women that don't have a kids or children and have a career, they're not happy. They're miserable. But they good actors. Your spirit, the spirit that's in your body, the way your body is built. You know what a woman is? A woman is a walking, talking incubator. That's what a woman is. She's a walking, talking incubator. And a nurse for her children. You're built to have babies. And as he did so year by year, when she went up to the house of Yahweh, so she provoked her, therefore she wept and did not eat. Yes, she was depressed. So let me get to the point. I want to get to the point. Let me see if the word reproach is in there. Put the word reproach. Okay, that's not it. That's not what I want. Let me do this. Come back over here. Okay, where was I? Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, it's not there. Let me just finish reading, right? It says, then said Elkanah, her husband, to her Hannah, why weepest thou, and why eatest thou not, and why is thy heart grieved? Am not I better to thee than 10 sons? No, because a woman is programmed to have children. So Hannah rose up after they had eaten in Shiloh, and after they had drunk. Now Eli the priest sat upon a seat by the post of the temple. This goes into something else. But anyway, ultimately, okay, it's right here. And she said, let thine handmaid find grace in thy sight. So the woman went her way and did eat, and her countenance was no more sad. Samuel is born to Hannah. And they rose up in the morning early and worshiped before Yahweh and returned and came to their house to Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and the Lord remembered her because he prayed to the Lord. Wherefore it came to pass when the time was come about after Hannah had conceived that she bare a son and called his name Samuel, Shamaala, which loosely translated means heard of God. Why did she name her son heard of God? Because she prayed to God to have a son, and the Most High granted her a son. So she said, I'm gonna call my son heard of God, because he heard me in my prayers, saying, because I have asked him of the Lord. So I don't gotta read no more. There's lessons within lessons. So what does it mean in Isaiah chapter 4 and on one on down to 1 that thou mayest take away my reproach, to have a man, to have his name, and to have children? Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.